Welcome, friends. Today we'll explore how simple saving strategies and smart investment basics connect with timeless wisdom from the Bible. Guys, money isn't just about numbers. Money is about stewardship, discipline, and faith. Proverbs chapter 21 verse 5. The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to want. Family, listen to me for a moment. If saving money has been a struggle in your life, if every time you try, something pulls it right back out of your hands, this message is right here for you. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. If you're new here, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a comment and let me know what you think about my videos. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much and may the Lord God bless you for me. Well guys, before any further ado, let's dive into the title: Retirement Planning Realities. Let's talk about simple biblical money wisdom that can change your entire future. Well, my dear friends, I'm not here to complicate you. I'm not here to overwhelm you. I'm here to give you what works, what lasts, and what lines up with the Word of God. And I'm not a financial expert. I'm going to use my experiences to help you learn something on how saving and investment can help you through your retirement planning. So guys, let's dive into the first point, the 10-10-80 rule. The first strategy is the 10-10-80 rule. 10% you give, 10% you save, and you live on the remaining 80%. Simple, practical, biblical. And even though I learned this at a very later age, consistent savings has built who I am today through the Word of God. Let me share with you a story about Joseph. Joseph in the Bible is in Genesis chapter 41 from verse 47 to 49. Joseph has been sold to strangers as a slave by his own brothers because of jealousy. Joseph goes to live in a certain nation where he becomes the king's interpreter, the king's advisor. And through this, Joseph interprets dreams for the king, and the king listens to him. And through this interpretation, Joseph gives a strategy of how to save. It's biblical, guys, because Joseph saved food that helped fed the entire nation for almost 40 years. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know if you know about the story of Joseph. Giving. Many Christians do not want to talk anymore about giving. Almost 80% Christians have come to really fight the church when it comes to giving. But let me tell you, Christians, 10% giving, tithing, giving to the back to the community, taking care of someone in your community, children in an orphanage, giving to someone who today really needs food on the table is a way of the Bible and the Word of God. It is the way of looking for blessings from God. It is a concept that has worked for so many people. I look at so many people in social medias who are fighting giving to the pastor, giving to the church. But if you look deep inside their life, so many of them are honestly really struggling in their finances. But if you look at people who have a way of giving, there's a certain kind of blessing that just follows them back. The concept of 10-10-80 is a concept whereby you first pay yourself money, and after you've been paid, then number one, you give 10%, and then 10% you save. It doesn't matter how much you're going to save. You can save 5 shillings, you can save 10 shillings, you can save 20 shillings, depending on how much you earn. Then 80%, imagine 80% for yourself, that you can do whatever you want with, from your food, clothing, maybe paying your bills with your daily to day life. Is this hard? Is it hard to work on? For many years, it took me a long time to understand and accept this concept. But when I started working on it, guys, I realized it is so easy. And what it has given birth to is just quite amazing, because right now I live in my own home. And this home was not built through money gotten in one day. It has been constructed through saving. This land was bought through saving, bit by bit, little by little, denying myself for me to own this land and start constructing. My construction was not done in a day. This house has been built for more than 3.5 years. And if you can see, I still live in an unfinished house, and I'm comfortable, grateful, and proud, because God has made it possible for me to do it in a bit by bit way, trusting in Him and in prayer, and following the concept of giving, saving, and the 80 rule. The Bible tells us in Proverbs chapter 21 verse 20 that precious treasures remain in a wise man's dwelling, but a foolish man devours it. The wise store choice food and olive oil, the fools gulp theirs down. In other words, wise people don't consume everything they have. They plan, they save, and they prepare. And guys, saving doesn't require a lot. Savings just requires consistency. So let's talk about practical saving strategies. So number one, set a clear savings goal. Know exactly what you are saving for. Example, you're saving for emergency fund, you're saving for school needs, you're saving for travel needs, you're saving for your car needs. Break the goal into monthly or weekly or amounts. When I had learned about this idea of savings, it found that I had first lost my first home, and I had no idea how life is gonna take me. But I had to find a way of saving for my children's school fees, because my children had to go to school. My husband had already lost his job, and life had turned to something else. And there's this something that I wanted so badly, that even though I had lost my first home through mortgage, I had a dream that at my retirement I must live in my own home. Save before you spend, and treat your savings like a bill that must be paid. That no matter what happens, even if you have an emergency, go to the emergency savings. If it has passed through what you needed, then look for money, go and borrow somewhere, and you'll pay it bit by bit. But don't touch the savings that maybe you saved for school fees, and maybe you've saved for your retirement projects, because if you do, then these things will keep on happening. It's spiritual. You'll keep on using this money. Start with simple savings. You don't need to start with saving 100 million. Start with saving $5 and keep the rule that $5, no matter what happens, when I get paid, $5 must go to the savings account. Another practical saving strategies is separate your money. Have two accounts, the spending one and the savings one. When money is mixed, it kind of just disappears and you never understand. I remember there's a time that I decided to be saving my money on my M-Pesa, our mobile money. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me just know what is M-Pesa. It's our money transaction in Kenya. And imagine I would save money on my M-Pesa. But listen, when you leave the house in the morning and you go somewhere and something happens, you end up spending it even if it is on a saving account. So find a way to separate money. The money that you use for your daily to day use, the money that you save for your maybe school fees, for your medical, mostly medical, save in an insurance, because it is easy for you to go into it and claim it. Money for education, find a way of taking, even if it is education policy. And then money that you are investing for your projects, for retirement, should be in a locked account somewhere where you don't touch it. You can not go for it anytime you want. So never forget to separate your money from different accounts. When I began to save money from different accounts, I realized after a while I had saved an amount of money that helped me manage to buy this land. And this land and this construction has been done through savings. And guys, if you come to my house now, my house is not finished. But if you are someone who understands where this is going, then you know in a short while I'm going to live in a very luxurious home. And someone might end up saying that, oh, maybe she's in Illuminati, or yeah. Set automatic transfers every payday. Even small amounts build the habit. If you have retired like me, then be very consistent that when you make some money, then there's an amount that has to go and you have no choice about it. Like at the end of the month, people who have retired, we don't get money every end of the month. But after I have done something, or maybe I've gone out and worked on something and I've made some money, then I make sure that the first thing I do is I tithe. For me, I tithe, or I give back to the community, or maybe I even go and help someone. And I've been doing it. There's a time I remember working on something for a very long time. And when I made this money, 10% was about 50,000. But that afternoon, after I received this money, I was really angry. But I had promised myself, and I promised God that when I make this money, I'll definitely give 10% back to the church. And trust me, that afternoon, when I received the money, I first went and just had lunch, because I think I had not eaten a good meal for a while. So I just went to a nice restaurant and I had this meal. But after that, I went to the church and I gave my 10%. Trust me, someone told me, like, how can you be that foolish? How can you give that kind of money to the church? But trust me, after a long time or after a while, then you will understand that time, that giving will always come back to you. Because if you plant a seed, there is no way, even if you plant it at a place there's no water or rain, God is going to provide, and God is going to make sure that seed germinates for you. So ensure that you are consistent, and that 10% that you have decided to give, to save, is constant and it doesn't change. Track your spending weekly. Look at your purchases, spot where your money leaks out, and fix one thing at a time. not everything at once. For example, for me, um, I am a lifestyle that I've come to adjust. I'm a person who loves to travel. I spend a lot. I go out. I would have fun. But after I started following this strategy of spending, like right now, I live in my home. I don't pay rent. That is a strategy that I worked on my investment and my savings. For me, I'm living here a simple, affordable life. I've done a small kitchen garden that helps me to save money when it comes to food, when it comes to vegetables. I am working so hard to ensure that my life here is simple and affordable so that the money I get, I can easily save it so that I finish my house. Because if I don't save, then I'm retired. Where will I get money? I don't want to harass my children, asking them for money all the time to come and finish the house. No. If you can, save money for gifts, for clothes, for school events, for trips. Personally, I'm not doing a lot of school anymore because my children have finished university, they have graduated. I'm only remaining with one, so they're doing their own thing. But one thing I know is you cannot buy gifts every day, you cannot buy clothes every day. But if you plan and save money for such things, like for me, mostly at the end of the year, I change my skincare. I buy what I don't have. I buy wigs if I need. I change my hairstyle. I go buy clothes. I change my wardrobe. Then the remaining clothes that I have, I usually collect them and I take them to my pastor so that they can give it to the unfortunate ones. And this is something that I have done for in a long time. And I don't do it to please anyone. I do it for myself. No surprises when you are using sinking funds for predictable costs. No surprises is equal to less stress. You don't wake up in the morning and because you have money in the bank that you've been saving and you go buy clothes, or you've seen such a beautiful cloth on the internet. Nowadays we buy through the internet, and you remove all your savings to buy gifts for someone or buy clothes or for school events. Remove just one money waster at a time. For me, one money waster that I had to remove was drinking. Yes, one money waster that I had to completely remove out of my life was drinking. And use subscriptions. You're subscribing to things that you don't even use. Fast food. You are in the restaurant. You've just seen a restaurant there. Cook food at home. Personally, I cook food at home. If I want a burger, if I want pizza, chips, I do it in my kitchen. I even make biryani. I do any type of, I go, if I can't make a type of food, I just go to the internet and I do it from YouTube. Because if you don't do this, then you will end up spending money unnecessarily. So if you want to learn the practical saving strategies, just cut one thing at a time. It took me a while, but I cut out alcohol. I cut out going to expensive places when I can prepare the food at home. This thing of purchase, I don't purchase every day. Wake up, purchase. Exactly when I moved in my house, I had to work on electricity very fast, even though I didn't have money. And the reason why I had to do that is this unnecessary purchase. When you are used to this unnecessary daily to day purchase, then you'll end up in the shop or in a supermarket and you buy things that you don't need. So you need to practice the 24-hour rule of buying. For me, it is not 24 hours. I do a whole week. If you can't start by wait 24 hours before making non-essential purchases, helps avoid impulse spending. Review your progress monthly, celebrate what you saved, adjust what isn't working, and stay consistent. Not perfect. We are not perfect. You cannot be perfect. Proverbs chapter 6 verse 6 says that go to this ant or sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. You don't need to be rich to invest. You don't need to be a stock expert to invest. You just need time and consistency, because investing is simple. Your money earns money, and that money earns money. It's the same principle behind Galatians chapter 6 verse 9. Do not grow weary in doing good, for at the right time you will reap a harvest. Your money harvest comes from steady sowing. And let me make this clear, guys. Let me make this clear. Let's make it clear. Savings is for the short term. Investing is for the long term. If you need the money soon, save it. If you don't need it for years, invest it. When I realized that there's no way I was going to be able to buy land after losing my first home, cash, then I had to start saving. That money was saved for years. And by the time I was buying this land, then I also ended up buying it in installment, because I paid 3/4. Then the rest of money was paid in small bits. Investing is not just buying land. Investing can be buying the windows that you will use for your construction. Investing can be investing on the stones for future use. Investing can be paying for what is it called, the one for constructing. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know. Cement. You get a hardware and invest some money on those building materials, so that when you bring them here for a year, you just end up doing your construction. Investing can even be your children's education. Exactly. You're saving money to educate your children to graduate school. That is an investment. Because if you invest in your children's education, trust me, you're gonna live a stress-free life. I'm living a stress-free life because I've got graduates in my house, and they've left. They're doing their thing. They are doing their thing. So as much as they're still building their careers and they can't do so much for me, but at least I don't have a 30-year-old calling me to beg for food or to beg for rent. If they do, then sometimes things happen in life. It means that maybe there was a problem and they need help. My children even borrow from their father and pay it back. Accountability. This is why Jesus said in Luke chapter 14 verse 28, which of you, wanting to build a tower, does not first sit down and count the cost? You cannot just wake up in the morning and you start construction. You cannot just wake up in the morning and you are retired. You don't have a plan and you expect to enjoy your retirement years. These are serious retirement planning realities. Plan ahead. If you're younger right now, then you've got all the time to start. In your 30s, plan for your retirement. Plan for your investments. Plan for your children's education. Plan for your projects. It is a plan. Without a plan, you cannot do anything. Sit down and plan. Write them down. Get a diary. Financial peace doesn't come from guessing. It comes from planning. And when you plan, you protect your future. I had a plan. And I'm going to say this because things happen in life. Anything can happen. I had a plan. I constructed my house, my first house, at a very, very tender age. I think I only had 2 kids and had started already constructing my home, my retirement house. And things happened down the line whereby my husband lost his job, and because that house was a mortgage, the house went. And the struggles through it, educating children, living in rental houses. Man, I would not want anything for anyone. I would not want anything like that for anyone. And for me to do this video, I'm doing it to encourage you, to give you hope. If you have not done it, start. And if you're at the age of 50 and you're feeling left out, it is not late. You can start doing it. Kidogo kidogo utapata uko na kitu ya kufanya kitu. Usikubali upatikane at your 50s, you're still living in a rental house. Trust me, if you don't have enough money and you have back at home in your rural area, then go back there and live in that quiet environment where you can just have peace of mind and enjoy your level 50. Biblical principles of stewardship. Money is not a tool, it's a master. Moreover, it is required of stewards to be extremely found faithful. In 1 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 2, please read it for me. Teach contentment and generosity alongside saving and investing. For example, giving while saving. Don't just be a receiver. You are always a receiver. You are receiving until God is tired now. Give so that you can also receive. Tithe. Help others. If you find someone in a situation that needs help, please don't forget to help that person. Give a helping hand. If you know that maybe a neighbor is going through a situation, if someone is going through hardship with school fees, please help. So guys, savings is foundation, investment is growth, and faith is guidance. Without God, you cannot go through it. You need God for you to have retirement planning strategies that can really help you in future and for you to succeed. Friends, saving and investing wisely isn't just financial advice. It's biblical stewardship. Build your emergency fund. Invest with patience. And just make sure you honor God with your resources. Remember, it is not how much you have. It is how faithful you manage it. Save smart, invest wisely, and live faithfully. Family lesson, you don't need a miracle to get your money together. You need wisdom. You need discipline. You need consistency. The Bible has been teaching financial principles long before the stock market existed. And when you apply them, your future becomes brighter, clearer and stronger. Start small, start today. Start with wisdom. If you have a pastor who has been teaching so much about retirement planning realities, saving strategy, and basic investment smart basic investment, then please follow that person, because you're gonna go very far with this biblical wisdom about savings and investment. So guys, if you are ready for more money plus Bible wisdom, stay connected, because we are building not just we are building not just wealth, but wisdom that lasts forever. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. If you're new here, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button and just leave a comment and let me know what you think about my videos. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Kindly, returning subscribers, you are not watching many more videos. Please don't just watch one video. Subscribe and come back and watch another video, because we are fighting for 4K hours, and my trust is in God, and I also believe in you for supporting me. Thank you so much, and just see you on another video, and may God bless you.